Welcome to the Watercolor Summer Series, and we're going to be experimenting with different things. So let's talk about the palette first. As most of you know, I use this basic palette, the 6 colors. We have Gamboge, Burnt Sienna, Alizarin Crimson, Ultramarine Blue, Hooker's Green, Indigo, and of course my white gouache. For the summer series, we're going to add the permanent yellow, which is more of a cool yellow. Gamboge is a warm yellow. We're going to add cadmium red, which is a warm red. I always think of Raggedy Ann's hair. This is a carmine or quinacridone red. You can use permanent rose, but you want something that's just a little more pinky. And then you've got ultramarine violet. You can use any kind of violet. And then we've got magnesium blue. Now, magnesium blue is either, it can be a cobalt teal, but anything that's in the lighter blue family. So that'll give you some different colors for the palette. Now, the brushes we're going to use is the standard brushes, my 1-inch flat, my number 8 round, and my number 1 rigger. Then I've added this little brush. It's a number 1, and it really has short hairs, if you can see that. It's a Robert Simmons. And of course we've got our extra fine Sharpie. This is a watercolor pad, and it's Strathmore. You can get them at Michael's. This is a 6x9, so you can work in this, or you can take a full sheet of watercolor paper and you can tear it down into, this is 1/8 of a sheet. We normally in class use 1/4 of a sheet. So you could use this. This would be fun to have a little notebook of your summer stuff. Now you can transfer the drawing from the photograph. Here's your photograph. Here's the photograph. You can transfer that drawing by our normal way, which is using an overlay of plastic, and then you would transfer the drawing, just the lines that you would need, and it would look like this. So you'd have the black and white with the extra fine Sharpie. Or if you want to practice on your drawing, you could do a grid. Now this is a 6x8 grid, and I'm going to put it right here over the top. You can see it's got, these are all 2 inches. So I could take that and transfer it to my paper using a pencil. Now this way it would help you see the lines that you'll need to be drawing with. I started out doing this when I first started, but you could take one of the plastic sheets and make you a little drawing. Then I would overlay this, and then on my watercolor paper, I've already done this, I sketched in a really light grid. It's a 2-inch, 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 so it's 6x8, and I transferred that drawing. So that's a good way to start drawing a little bit better. Now, you could also transfer this to just a sheet of paper, so you would have the drawing, and then you would normally do with the light box, you put the drawing down, and then you would transfer that drawing, like here, to your watercolor paper using graphite. This is a sheet of graphite. It's called Sorel, and I like this because it's real graphite. It doesn't have any oil in it. And or you could use your normal way of putting it in a window or onto a light box, and it's a 140-pound cold press, so you can see through it. So let me clear all this away and we'll get started.